Hello everyone, this is Dr. Kosiorek with another episode of Cadet Chat. We have some very special guests today from our high school. We have James Capellupo and Payden Prince. And the reason why they're here is they lead up our student cheering section, the Cadet Crew. So if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, I'm sure that you've seen all of the messages supporting our student athletes from the Cadet Crew. And this has been a tradition here at Hilton for quite some time. But we'd like the community to get to know a little bit more about this student-led support group and activity group that supports our student athletes. So welcome. So happy to have you guys on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. James, tell me a little bit about the Cadet Crew and where you guys are in your leadership, and we'll ask Payden the same question in a moment.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a tradition, something that's been going on at Hilton for years. So I was really proud when I was asked to take it on this year from the leaders last year. It was something I kind of worked with last year in terms of leading chants, stuff at the games itself. And then this year I was able to kind of take on the role of everything, leading the social media, in person, everything to kind of make sure that everyone's super supportive of our athletes and give the best experience for everyone possible. So I'm proud to lead the student section.
Awesome. Payden, what's your role?
I help support James. You know, I love coming to Hilton events, supporting my friends and some of the athletes at the school. I think it's just a great way to keep the positive part in the community.
Absolutely. Now, you guys are both athletes. I know that
Yeah.
you both play baseball and basketball. Any other sports I'm missing? Those are the two
Just
main
baseball and
sports?
basketball for both of us.
All right.
Yeah.
And I know, James, you just signed to play Division I baseball,
Yep.
so that's something to be
Thank you.
super excited about.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I see student athletes and they just focus on, their sport that they're playing. I think it's really awesome that you guys are taking the time to support other athletes across the district. So I think that's great. I always like on Twitter when I see the different themes, for the student section. So can you guys tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we think that it's a great way to, one, obviously get more people excited. Some kids, sports aren't really their thing, but they really enjoy coming out and supporting their classmates and their peers, and dressing up and kind of getting something to get passionate about for that is something that draws a lot of people, whether they like sports or not, that are just students. So that gives the best, the most people at the games possible, and then the best experience for the athletes possible.
Great.
Off of that.
Great. Payden, what's been your favorite theme so far this year?
Definitely the cowboy theme.
The
Coming
cowboy?
after Cowtown, we call it Cowtown.
Awesome, yeah. I like that. Some people think that it's a derogatory, the bow down to Cowtown, but I
Yeah.
think it's really, really a cool way to show that our school district is very strong in their school spirit.
Yeah.
And, maybe back in the day when there were apple farmers,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of cows in Hilton. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I think it's a really neat thing that we can all anchor into. That's fun and gets kids excited about coming to the games.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what type of events do you attend? I've seen you at football games. I've seen you at both boys and girls soccer. What type of events do you try to get to across the district?
So yeah, another big thing is that we're trying to support everybody. There's certain sports that are obviously more popular in terms of spectator sports than others, but we want to show all of our peers that they're supported. So I've been to boys soccer, girls soccer, football, field hockey. That was just this fall, and then this winter, we'll be at basketball, boys and girls, wrestling, swimming even we'll get out to. So just about everything, just to make sure everyone feels supported.
Yeah, awesome. Same with you, Payden. I've seen you around a lot of events.
Yeah, I travel with James to all the games.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I thought was really neat, I saw at a football game, was kind of a takeoff on the Pittsburgh Steelers' terrible towels.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and how that happened?
Yeah, so that's another big thing with us is that, obviously every school has a student section, every school at home games has people coming out and gathering together in a student area, but we try to set ourselves apart, do something that makes the Cadet Crew special and different from other schools. So we do things like tailgates, obviously we talked about the themes, but then the rally towels are another thing. So we actually talked with Bailey Pittman, who's an assistant coach on the football staff, former athlete at Hilton too. He had a connection with a company called JBRD Apparel out on East Ridge Road, so he got us in contact with them. We kind of worked things out, and I was like, hey, it'll be a really good thing for you guys. We'll pass out 300 of these towels, have your logo on it, and then we don't have to pay anything for it. How does that sound? And they're like, that's a deal. So
Cool.
Worked out great for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys have different ideas to build kind of off the towels, or will the towels show up at a lot of different events? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, the towels are going great right now. We had a ton of people super excited about them with the football games. We haven't used them at a sport other than football yet, but we got them. I got them in my truck right now, actually. We have people hand them back in after the game if they can, and then we're going to be using them at basketball. Will be the first sport we debut them in this winter.
Great.
So we're excited about
Awesome. So when I was watching some of the high school sports on television, because sometimes I'll get on Varsity Media and some other venues to watch the games, there's always thought about positive cheering and how we treat our officials. That's got to be challenging for you guys sometimes because you're the student body, maybe a call doesn't go right. How do you try to keep it positive as much as possible but still have a good time when you're leading the cadet crew?
Hey, want to go with that one?
Yeah, I just think it's we just mainly just support our players and not the referees. I think that's more of the focus towards our fan section and our cadet crew. So I think it's me and James haven't had a problem with that yet so far this year, and I think it's just a great way to keep supporting our players instead of arguing with any call. Or
Yeah, Payden, I agree. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good.
But I just think that I've noticed that when I've either been at the a soccer game in Spencerport that, sometimes we'll go back and forth a little bit with the fans from the other school, but I really like how supportive you are of the athletes, and you're not getting caught up with some of the negativity, unfortunately, that society today kind of engages in. So I really give you and all the students that you're leading a lot of credit. So what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, some friendly banter with the other side every so often, but we really pride ourselves on being appropriate, respectful to everyone, officials, parents, other players, because the whole reason we're there is to support our classmates and cheer them on and make their experience as good as possible. So there's no reason to be negative with anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking back at the time that you've led this group, what's some of your fondest memories so far?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, we have the most turnout at football games so far this fall, so obviously the team had a ton of success. So being able to kind of create that unity with the students in a similar, in a common cause of rooting the football team on to win was a ton of fun to be a part of that whole run with everyone's kind of brought the whole community together, rooting on the football team. I'd say that was the best part of this year so far.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of friends on the football team.
Oh, yeah.
And it's neat when you're walking the halls talking about the game, how you're going to support them. I know you both are athletes. I know that the athletes really appreciate having a large student section coming out. It makes them elevate their game. I've heard multiple interviews from some of our football players, and they talk about you guys and how you lift them up and support them and help them perform at a high level. And I know some of them play baseball and basketball with you as well. So I think that's really neat. Absolutely awesome. So let's talk a little bit about what's next for you. I know James is a senior, Payden's a sophomore. So James, what are the next steps for you? We talked a little bit about it. And I know you've got a little time left in high school and you've still got more to happen. But after your time at Hilton, what are your plans?
Yeah, so like you said, this is definitely indicates that too, the cadet crew leading this, that I'm really trying to stay focused on my senior year right now and kind of enjoy every moment of it because I love Hilton, love being a part of this community. But after Hilton, I am, like you said, I'm going to UMass Lowell to play baseball. So I'm super excited about that, continuing on my career there and just trying to take baseball as far as I can. And then once I get to UMass Lowell too, I don't know if I'll do something as similar as the cadet crew, but I'd like to be a part of that community too, kind of try to make a positive difference there as well and keep going with that beyond Hilton as well.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Payden?
I just I plan I keep supporting throughout my junior and senior year, just keep supporting the cadet crew and keeping it positive. So.
One thing I think that you guys are doing such a good job. I know that like Primetime 585, they rank you guys as one of the best student sections in Monroe County, and I think that that's really great. A lot of pride to have such a great group of students coming out and supporting our student athletes. We've had some great conversation about the cadet crew, and really our focus is as a district is to be welcoming and affirming. So sometimes people can be intimidated by the fact that we have a lot of athletes. And how are we all inclusive? What are some things that you would share with our viewers to include all students in being a part of Cadet Crew?
Yeah, I would say we pride ourselves on that for sure, being the most, really inclusive spot from an individual standpoint as a leader of the cadet crew, but even to all the seniors, who sit up front and are the loudest cheerers. We would like to invite everyone to just come and be a part of our student section. If you're nervous or you're intimidated, you can come talk to me or anyone else, and we'll promise to be super welcoming. We'll find you a spot to sit. We'll, you don't have to know anything about sports. All you just got to do is be loud, be passionate, and just root on your cadets. There's nothing to be worried about.
Is there anything else before we close out this edition that you'd like to share with me?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think this is not only one of the best student sections, I think it's the best student section, but also more importantly, I think it's the best community in Rochester. Just love being a part of Hilton, which is the whole reason I took on this responsibility to begin with. I'm just so proud to be a cadet and so proud to carry on this tradition of rooting on everyone and just making the community as good as possible.
Great. Payden, your thoughts?
I just go Cadets.
Go Cadets,
Roll
right?
Cadets, that's right.
Right, go Cadets,
Yep.
bow down to Cowtown, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So you guys are almost like, I'm a Bills fan, so I don't know who you guys root for.
I'm a
Who do you-
Finns fan.
You're a Finns fan?
Yep.
All right. We're going to have to end this interview. But no, just teasing. You're a Bills fan, right?
Go
All
Bills.
right, go Bills. Well, I think about, respect certainly to the Miami Dolphins. They're a great
course.
football team. But I think about the Bills Mafia, right?
Amazing
And-
community.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all the things that they've done to raise funds for people in need. So I really see, maybe you're not doing fundraising right now, but you're doing a lot to support the Hilton community, especially the students. So kudos to you and all the students that participate as well. So that's all I have for you today. If you don't have any other questions for me or anything else you want to add to our interview, we'll close it out momentarily. So anything else?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us. And like you said earlier, if you don't already, follow us on Twitter at Cadet Crew 2023. We got tons of good information and positivity on there. Go Cadets.
All right, once again, just closing out this episode of Cadet Chat with James Capellupo and Payden Prince, great student leaders. This is a student-led group, and they are bringing the school spirit here to the Cadet Nation. So once again, guys, thanks for being on our show today.
Thank you so much.
All right, go Cadets.